So Terrafend, we are a clean tech company, and we are looking to revolutionise the way the coatings and chemical industry clean. My role is head of research and development and product management. So part of that is looking at how we can innovate our products, improve them, part of the continuous improvement process, and also develop new products for emerging and new markets that we're not currently in. The product management part of that is managing all of these new products that come with that. So we know what we've got, what we need to have, and looking at the future of that. So we focus on solvents because of mainly due to the hazards that they pose to operators and the operations of that process. So solvents specifically are designed to dissolve or dilute a product or compound, but a lot of the time they tend to be highly volatile and flammable. And this obviously poses health risks to the operators breathing in those vapors or fumes, or it incurs further costs on a company because they have to have vapor abatement systems such as carbon beds or scrubber systems. You also then have the safety aspect of, in case of ignition, so you have a flammable atmosphere that could potentially be formed, which then requires even more cost on the operation system, because then you need to have potentially ATEX rated or explosion proof products. What you need is a clean vessel or a clean part, but we don't need to be a solvent to do that. So the cleaning methodology is different. So instead of saying, okay, we just need to dissolve the contaminant that's on the substrate, whether it be a stainless steel vessel or a mixing spatula or something like that, we said, okay, is there a better way of doing that with a different chemical technology? So the way ambimization works is, instead of dissolving, what we do is we soften the surface and use a blend of surfactants that then reduce the surface tension of the contaminant, lifting it away from that substrate, be it that stainless steel vessel, and allowing it to come away from that vessel and then separate in a tank. Now, the end result is you have a clean vessel. So it's almost the same as using solvent, but it's a completely different method. Now, this gives you other advantages because we're not dissolving whatever the compound is that's left on the vessel. It then isn't compatible with our fluid and kind of just drops out to the bottom and self-settles, which allows the fluid to self-clean somewhat, which then gives you a very high degree of reusability of the fluid. What I find quite interesting about ambimization is, as you said, it's a water-based solution, but it seems to act very well with traditionally quite very water sensitive or hydrophobic compounds. So things that you wouldn't normally expect it to be able to interact with, such as your isocyanate based resins, your polyurethanes, but then also your unsaturated polyesters and epoxies. If you were to try and mix those with, water, either it would just sit on top and wouldn't mix, or, you probably get some quite unwanted side chain reactions happening. Versus with ambimization, I think some of the contamination testing that our customers did was, up to 0.1, even 1%, without seeing any, adverse effects to their products, which is quite incredible considering it is, over 80-85% water. Yeah, I think people are looking to make the change, but there's resistance to change. It's just change itself, I think, sometimes. It's a new system, and then the potential for change in terms of cost. And then also we spoke about contamination as well. It's always a big fear. But I think as we're progressing through the years, more and more people are looking for sustainable and safer ways to clean, because it's becoming more of a priority for people. So your VOC emissions are becoming something that you need to log for compliance now as well. So a lot of people are looking at that. A lot of people in management are saying, okay, well, maybe we need to make this change. So although there is still resistance to that change, I think more and more people are starting to go, in the coatings industry especially, saying, I think we need to start looking at this, and are there any other potential options that can help us hit our sustainability goals?